Hi, you guys. I'm Phil Town from Rule One Investing, and today I want to tell you a few ways to improve your credit. It's no secret that your credit score can have a major impact on your ability to get approved for financing. But did you know that your credit score can even affect your ability to rent an apartment or secure certain jobs? Probably not. Unfortunately, if you're one of the many Americans with less than ideal credit due to past financial goof-ups, you may have a really hard time getting approved for car loans and mortgages, trying to get a little business started, or any other kind of financing. And if you are approved, you might be stuck with a really high interest rate or other really unfavorable terms for borrowing. Well, there's no magic formula, okay, for boosting up your credit score significantly overnight. There are steps that you can take to gradually increase your score and improve your overall financial outlook, and it doesn't take as long as you think. So let's get started on it. First, pay your bills on time. Man, this is so easy to screw up, and one of the most common mistakes people make when it comes to their credit is that they get late on payments. They miss payments altogether. It's so easy to do. Lack of funds at the wrong time of the month, simple forgetfulness, that was me, right? Being too busy running around, being late on a debt payment by even one single day on a $15 payment can result in a really significant hit to your credit score. You do that a few times a year, you're gonna have a terrible credit score. And unfortunately, closing an account, right? Even paying off a balance in full will not make those late payment strikes disappear from your credit anytime soon. They're stuck there. So you gotta do this. I'll tell you what I did once I started making a lot of money. I always had a real problem with this. And what I did is I actually hired a personal assistant, and I told her she had to be the adult in our relationship because I was not responsible enough to make sure that I was making these little dinky credit payments. I hardly ever even used a credit card, and I would still miss the payments. And my credit score was total crap. So with this in mind, you guys, it's really important you pay your bills on time. Whatever you gotta do to pay those bills on time. I told her that was her number one job, put my credit score back up where it should be. So even if you're only able to make the minimum payment, it's better to pay a little on or before the due date than nothing at all. So quit pushing it to the firewall and missing it once in a while. That will ruin you. If you have existing late payments affecting your credit, the best thing you can do right now is contact your creditor and ask if they can forgive the late payments and please take it off of there. And you might be surprised how often lenders are willing to do this, especially if you're not a repeat offender. Now, here's the thing. It may not come off. They often don't have enough control to get it out of there. But if you are going to miss a payment, or you just did accidentally, call them up immediately and ask them, please don't report it. And they're probably going to give you some slack. All right, second, keep your balances low. Even if you have a high credit limit on a line of credit, it's always in your best interest to keep your balances low. After all, one of the major factors that can affect your credit score is your utilization, which refers to the percentage of total available credit you use at any given time. And we do this all the time with American Express because you can charge almost anything there. We'll run up $100,000 a month using American Express in our business and doing business things with it, but we pay it off, right? So we got to have a credit limit that makes $100,000 a month, about 30% of the total limit, and indeed it is. So generally, it's best to keep that number, whatever that credit limit is, keep the amount you're using to about 30%. That'll give you the best impact on your credit score. And this means that if you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit, don't carry more than $3,000 debt on the account at any given time. In other words, pay it down to $3,000 every month. Obviously, try to pay it down to zero, okay? Try to pay it down to zero. But if you got to, carry something, carry 30%. Using above that 30% threshold can cause your credit score to drop. Third, pay off your balances in full. It's one of the best ways to boost your credit score. This means not just making the minimum, but completely paying off the remaining balance on the account. Now, I know this isn't always feasible, obviously. That's why we're using credit cards, but it's a goal to work toward. And when it comes to a credit card debt, it's always a good idea to just charge to your credit card what you can comfortably afford to pay off at the end of the billing statement. This is really difficult to do, and a lot of people have cut up their cards because they can't stick with that discipline. But if you can follow this advice, you get to keep your credit cards, and you'll likely find that your credit score steadily increases month after month after month after month, and all of a sudden there you are at the magic 800. All right, fourth, don't move your debt around. While it might be really tempting to get clever and use one line of credit to pay off another line of credit, doing so is not going to help your credit score. The only time it really makes sense to move the debt around in a circle in this way is a situation where you're consolidating to secure a lower interest rate. In such a situation, you might be able to pay off your debt sooner as a result of the savings on interest, and that would ultimately help improve your credit score. Great. But you should only apply for a credit or debt consolidation loan after having done your research. Make sure you've done your calculations to ensure that this is really the best course of action for your financial situation. Otherwise, it's a lot better to continue paying down your existing debts under the same account than it is to open new ones and shift the debt around. Looks like a great plan, not a great plan. Finally, make sure that you're reviewing your credit report regularly for screw-ups on your report. You might be a little surprised at how often credit card reporting mistakes get into your report. You can obtain a free copy of your credit report from any of the 3 reporting bureaus once a year. So take the time to scrutinize your report, make sure there are no errors, something like incorrectly reported late payments. Those are horrible and they get on there once in a while, or even accounts that you don't recognize. If you spot a problem like that, just go do what you got to do. Take the proper measures to go report and dispute them as soon as possible. Now, this can be done generally with telephone, mail, even online, depending on the reporting bureau. Then once an error on your credit report is corrected, you'll see your credit score jump accordingly, which is great. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you have any other super cool ideas on improving your credit? What has done it for you? Let's hear about it and spread the good news. Leave a comment below with your answer and I'll be sure to follow up with you. And thanks for watching, you guys. Now go play. If you enjoyed this video and you think it was valuable in teaching you more about how to improve your credit, hit the like button and please share this video with your friends. And if you want more investing content, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the button on the screen for a free gift. So thanks again for watching, you guys. Enjoy it and time to go play.